Okay, so I will make a short introduction into our today's industry case study. We will talk today about the Amdash Group, and the Amdash Group was founded in 1869 and is acting in the building industry by creating and producing concrete. And this company has two subsidiaries. From the one side, Doka. Doka is focusing on frameworks for the on-site of concrete production. On the other side, they have the Amdash Group Ventures, who's focusing on new and innovative business models to apply it to the building industry. And now my colleagues will continue with the first part of the industry case study.
Okay, so a firm's business model comprises of two perspectives, and I'll be speaking about the resource-based perspective, which looks internally at the organization and the use of its resources to establish sustainable competitive advantages. This perspective is particularly suitable for a dynamic environment, and it focuses on the creation of value for customers through, for example, the minimization of cost and risk. It also looks at the application of internal resources to achieve strategic objectives, such as the use of IPRs, specialized skills, organizational learning, and dynamic capabilities, amongst others. Thank you. My colleague will now look at the market perspective.
So in regards to the market perspective, we need to explore further about to identify what is the unique selling proposition, and then to take one step further to identify who are our clients, to really explore the target group. And following this, we need further to identify the customer relationship and also to explore the sales channels. And my colleague will tell you more concrete about the business model.
Okay, if we look at the resource perspective, we want to have a resource that is WIN, meaning valuable, where imperfectly imitable and non-substitutable. On IP, rights will help us to obtain imperfectly imitable or non-substitutable resources. For example, in our present case, we would need to have some, for example, for some process to determine the correct routes that can be used by the truck, or the correct amounts of concrete that need to be loaded so within the truck. In this case, we can file patent application in order to exclusify other using the best algorithm, the best process to do this. We can also use copyright in order to protect the code that will implement these digital patents. We will also have some different number of database comprising data regarding how much concrete there is within the truck, or how much concrete is needed, and it will be projected using sui generis rights. And now my colleague will deal regarding the market perspective.
Thanks, Adrien. On the market side, concrete mode creates unique value from sensor data, as it reduces errors, quality issues, waiting time, and it improves communication and synchronization between actors of a construction project. Digital patents protect the relevant use cases and the associated digital business models from imitation, and trademarks ensure recognition and reputation. This finally enables Doka and Amdash Group to influence the 5 forces from Michael Porter, which are competitive rivalry, bargaining power of customers, bargaining power of suppliers, threat of new entrants, and complementary services. And now I pass to my next colleague.
Thank you. So when we discuss the use of digital technology and how we would then implement this in a digital business model, we can look at how digital technologies improve the business. Firstly, they create value for customers. That, of course, is what our IP should all be about, and a business. They improve core processes in the value chain. So in other words, data can be used to speed up traditional processes. It provides direct access to customers, and that is very valuable because you can engage directly. They also provide new pay mechanisms. And as we all know, this is what it's all about, appropriation. So looking at digital business models specifically, they can affect and improve each aspect of the market and the resource perspective, which is what my colleagues have just explained. And they can be developed from scratch, or they can be updated from classical business models. They can also be a recombination of existing business models, and this is what my colleague really will explain to you now.
Thank you, Christine. So to show you, to explain you how Skoda has made a real shift to a digital strategy, we are going to look at the concrete infrastructure. In fact, sensors are measuring temperature and humidity in the site itself. So through cubes that can be standard cube, and they are posted on the site. And sensors are now sending data to a computer via Wi-Fi, via wireless solution, to a platform where analytics are extracted from the data and centralized in a concrete official software web portal. These data are also available for all the person on the site, but also in laboratories through connected devices. And you have the calibration box, who is used, in fact, to feel the mixture of the concrete. And thanks to this box, it is calibrated to be able to calculate the strength development, and remember the 28 days to be based on temperature, to be ready. And thanks to the sensors, we know how this temperature is obtained. So we can say that it dependent to the targeting processes of data that actually Skoda has made all the business model around its solution. I'm gonna let Rodrigo now.
Thank you. The company and the management, the use of the high values that gotten by the use of technology file sensor, which enabled this company to develop a better performance. The figures below illustrate the systematic between dominant business model logic, the technical concept used, and the effective and efficient increase for customer and user groups, the application of this concept. And Concremore use data and information provided by the sensor can be used to simulate the map, which tip the concrete is most suitable for an individual site. The application of this concept, which were applied in an integrated manner, in this case for underweight group vendors. Thank you, Natalia. She's playing.
Yes, thank you. So by using this dominant business model logics, we can see how the effectiveness and efficiency is increased by using the concrete mode. So first of all, on the effectiveness side, we can see that some critical information is provided to make the stripping time the most exact and suitable. Also, the company suggests the concrete formula optimized for each particular customer based on the availability of the local materials, etc. And on the efficiency side, we can see that by using sensors data and transmitting this data in real time, we can increase exchange of the information between the construction crew and other builders, as well as exchange between the manufacturers and the architect and digital planners. Thank you for your attention.